This week, Koreans celebrate Seollal, or Lunar New Year's, during which they pay their respects to their ancestors and offer each other best wishes for the new year. From all of us here at MWTV, we wish all migrant workers long, prosperous lives and a happy new year. Welcome to Multilingual Migrant Worker News for this, the second week of February. I'm Linda Kwan. Our top story tonight, a fire that broke out early Sunday morning at the Yeosu Immigration Detention Center in Cholla Province early Sunday morning resulted in the deaths of 8 Chinese nationals and 1 Uzbek. An additional 18 were severely injured. Most of the Chinese victims were ethnic Koreans. The Gwangju Public Prosecutor, Suncheon Branch Office Director Yoo Tae-min gave an update Sunday afternoon from their ongoing investigation, stating that the exact cause of the fire was still not known. The reason behind the large number of deaths by asphyxiation were a result of the toxic fumes emitted by the urethane mattress that had caught fire. In addition, a fire sprinkler system had not been installed, and the locks on the cells prevented the detainees from escaping. The police announced that they plan to investigate whether the detention center employees' first response was adequate, as well as if there was an improper use of prohibited flammable materials. A coalition composed of the Migrant Worker Trade Union, Joint Committee for Migrant Workers in Korea, the Migrant Human Rights Solidarity, and the Democratic Labor Party, along with the Korean Confederation of Trade Unions, along with family members of the victims, have urged the authorities to find out the truth behind the incident. They are also demanding adequate compensation for victims' families and that proper steps be taken to prevent such tragedies from recurring in the future. The ongoing investigation will uncover the circumstances surrounding the fire, but drastic measures should be taken to hold the Immigration Office accountable, whose negligence of human life and human rights has resulted in this alarming death toll of this incident. In legal news, on February 1st, the Seoul High Court ruled in favor of officially recognizing the Migrant Worker Trade Union as a union, including undocumented migrant workers. The judge based his decision on constitutional law, which guarantees the status of foreigners and 3 fundamental labor rights: to organize, to collective bargain, and to act for the improvement of existing labor conditions. The law also prohibits discrimination based on race or labor conditions. The ruling also stipulated that immigration control law cannot be used to prohibit union organizing among undocumented migrant workers who are disqualified to get a working visa. The Ministry of Labor is not accepting the judgment and is expected to file an appeal to the Supreme Court concerning this issue. Last year, the courts ruled against MTU, stating that undocumented foreigners who remain in the country are prohibited to work and do not have the right to participate or organize a group such as a trade union. Although the recent ruling won't magically improve the hard life of migrant workers here, it is seen as a beacon of hope to encourage the 400,000 plus migrant workers who suffer hard labor conditions and live in daily fear of immigration raids. On January 22nd, a Chinese woman, Ms. Yeo, lost consciousness and died in Haenam, southern Cholla Province. She had been working on a farm with 2 other Chinese workers when immigration officers came to raid the farm. Yeo was running to escape and fell unconscious. Yeo came to Korea last May on a 1-month tourist visa. However, she stayed on after her visa expired and got a job with a local company that sells Chinese cabbages. Additionally, in Umseong, northern Chungcheon Province, a man jumped from a 2nd-floor window to escape an immigration raid at a factory. Mr. Punyard Dave sustained serious injuries and had to have surgery. He's looking at a 2-month hospital stay and many months of physical therapy. He can no longer walk properly and will have a difficult time finding work, as most work available to migrant workers requires physical strength. The Migrant Worker Trade Union of Seoul, Gyeonggi Province held their 3rd annual meeting at the KCTU office in Yeouido on February 4th. Kajiman was elected as the new president. Turana and Raju were both elected vice president. Masum was re-elected secretary general, and Chandra and BJ were elected auditors. Participants at the meeting discussed their agenda for 2007, including the expansion of regional chapters, opposition to the employee permit system, and immigration raids. Some problems have recently surfaced around the construction of a new Suwon Migrant Worker Welfare Center jointly sponsored by Gyeonggi Province and Suwon City. The center was slated to be handed over to J Church located in Paldal-gu in Suwon. However, a member of the Suwon Municipal Assembly, Kim Young-uk, explained that most migrant workers in Korea are from South or Southeast Asia, and because many are Muslim, they would not feel welcome at such a center operated by a Christian church. An additional issue was raised regarding the selection of J Church over other existing organizations who have been providing support to the migrant community for over 6 years. In response, the Suwon Municipal Authority stated that the selection process was conducted fairly and that religious practice would continue to be observed while operating the center. Outdoor signs advertising foreign brides bearing slogans that read, "Marry a Vietnamese virgin, she'll never run away," are raising heat, and a new law to put a stop to such advertisements is in the works. On January 29th, Representative Sung Kyo-han from the Grand National Party reported that he had received 24 signatures from parliament members proposing a bill to amend the outdoor advertising law that would call for a ban on all signs, banners, or posters using offensive language referring to buying, selling, or ownership of brides that is seen as a violation of human rights. If this bill is passed, any inflammatory language used in advertising for marriage referral business will be prohibited in rural and urban areas alike. Violators of this law would have to serve up to 1 year in prison, as well as have to pay up to a 10 million won fine. In crime news, the Korea Institute of Criminal Justice Policy recently reported that crime caused by foreigners from developed countries far outnumbered that caused by those from developing countries such as Southeast Asia. The Institute based the results on 18 years of statistics from 1986 to 2004. According to the report, developed countries had the highest numbers, and the United States topped the list with nearly 5,000 criminals per 100,000 foreigners, which included foreign visitors, immigrants, and undocumented migrant workers. The next highest groups were the Dutch with 3,190, then Canadians with 3,031, then French at 2,758, and Japanese at 2,127 per 100,000. It shows that developed countries had the highest numbers. On the other hand, the number of crimes caused by people from developing countries such as China, Bangladesh, the Philippines, and Nepal was remarkably low. Yeon-shin Chae from the Korea Institute of Criminal Justice Policy said that undocumented migrant workers are afraid of being caught by immigration, so the possibility of crime is low. She added that migrant workers are a weaker social group who are more likely to be victims of crime due to cultural differences and life circumstances. In Gyeonggi Province, the recent increase in international marriage has brought 18,000 migrant women to Korea, but increasing numbers of cases of violence and mistreatment due to communication problems and cultural differences have been reported. A shelter exclusively for those migrant women will be established in Gyeonggi Province and is expected to open in April. The shelter will provide temporary living accommodations, medical treatment, legal support, and translation services. And we have some announcements for you tonight. You can call for more information, the phone number that appears on your screen for all of these. The Cheongwang branch of the Sihung Public Health Center provides free medical treatment for migrant workers every first Sunday of the month from 1 to 6 p.m. And any migrant worker can come and use the services for free. The medical center provides general treatment, including blood tests, x-rays, and oriental medical treatment. Tae Kendra, a migrant worker from Nepal who came to Korea in June 2002 as an industrial trainee, discovered there was a problem in his kidney after a medical check in August 2003. He was not able to get regular medical checkups because of busy factory work and had an emergency appendectomy this past January 19th. At that time, he found out that his kidneys had both failed. He's currently unable to work and needs your help. And that's all for multilingual migrant worker news for the second week of February. You can watch rebroadcasts of the news on our website at www.mwtv.or.kr. Thanks for being with us. Good night and have a happy Lunar New Year.